Everybody, John Ponick with the Mojave Valley Daily News. This is our regular Wednesday Q&A show. Today, I am happy to be joined by our City Councilman, Steve D'Amico.
Thanks for having me, John. Good, thank you.
All right, so in case you're not familiar with our Q&A show, we take questions from you. I got some things some topics I'm going to talk to Steve about, but we take questions from you. So while you are figuring out what you want to type into our comments section here and ask Steve, I will go over his bio really quick. Councilman D'Amico was first elected to City Council in November of 2014. His current term expires November of 2022, so the end of next year. He was the vice mayor twice, from July of 2016 to June of 2017, and also again July 2020 to a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
A week ago. He has been married to Barbara Houston for 15 years. I think a lot of us in the community know who Barbara Houston is. Has one son, Brody. Has been employed by Caesars Entertainment in casino management for 27 years. Is, like myself, an Army veteran. And he also
Army.
Go Army. Also served in the California Army National Guard. So that is a lot of stuff.
Yes.
And 27 years at the same job, that's pretty phenomenal, especially in the casino industry, isn't it?
That's in dog years. And can I say the California Army National Guard, that was the old California?
Oh, yeah. I really thought when I put California Army National Guard that there would be a whole California, oh, get them out of here. Different California.
Yeah.
That was the old
Different
California.
times.
All right, so to get things started, you were part of the BREDA, the Bullhead Regional Economic Development Authority.
Yes.
That was disbanded in 2015. Is it time to fire it back up again? So before you answer that, the TOT money is the transient occupancy tax.
Yes.
It's money that you pay when you stay in the rooms under 30 days or the RV spots or any of that. That money is designated, I think by state law, I believe,
Yes.
to go to either economic development or tourism. I think there's a couple other little things, but primarily economic development or tourism. That money has climbed significantly over the last year or two.
Yes.
So do you think is it time maybe to fire BREDA back up?
Well, let me tell you this. When I first got elected, that was one of the first things I did is I went through BREDA's, basically their entire history. And I realized that the city had spent well over $1 million, and I got appointed to the BREDA Board of Directors so I could see what was going on from the inside. And BREDA had not brought one job to Bullhead City.
Really?
And we'd spent well over $1 million. And I seen some things in there like $500 a month car allowance, and I was asking, are we driving around state? Are we driving to Vegas? Pretty much no, it was just in there. And I'm not taking away from anybody. We had great business leaders in there from the community,
Right.
but we weren't getting any bang for the buck. Since we have went in-house, you've seen the amount of businesses we brought
for
here,
sure.
and we're not spending that amount of money. So I would have to say at this time, no. I think if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It was broke, we did fix it, so I don't know if we want to bring that back.
The reason I ask that is that obviously the key to that has been really City Council, the mayor, and Toby.
Yes.
With primarily Toby being the leader on it. I know that you guys went out and did a lot of the shows out of state,
Yes.
Vegas and all that. And I was looking to see if this is something that we could get some of that off of Toby's plate, some of the legwork anyway.
If we were to do something like that, I would still want it to be an in-house economic development. Maybe bring in an employee to do that, set up a smaller department.
Okay.
And we could still have all the leaders from the city come in. But the way it was set up before, it just didn't.
No
it just-
control if
no-
it's a separate thing.
No, no
All right,
control.
That makes sense.
And can I say something for the citizens out there too? I see quite often, and I do read social media. I'm not on there 24/7. I'm a busy man, but I do try to get on there every once in a while and see people's concerns. A lot of times, people want us to bring in a Trader Joe's, my wife especially,
Yes.
Whole Foods. There's a lot of places that we have tried to get those in here.
Right.
People don't understand we don't fit their demographics. They have a whole computer set up to what they're looking for. Hopefully in the future we could get stuff like that as we grow, but some things it's just pretty much impossible for us to get out here.
Right, and that's something that we've talked about, both my time at the chamber and here whenever that comes up, is that they have either rooftops within a certain area or median income within a certain area, and they have hard and fast numbers. We need to have this many people, not where it increases on the weekend of this, but it needs to be this kind of number all the
Yes.
time. And,
Yes.
and so some of those that you're not getting, the Whole Foods, those people, that's the reason behind those. So, all right, we had another jet ski boat accident this weekend, resulted in a fatality. The city, I think, in my opinion, has done a great job on instituting the safety video and the fees for being able to staff the water resource and safety guys out there. But we're still having accidents. There's a lot of questions out there about, well, in the past, we've had questions about limiting the amount of businesses that can do jet ski rentals.
Yes.
Toby has addressed those by saying, you know, if we don't license them, they'll just go across the river and get licensed. So stifling the business part of it doesn't seem feasible. But are there other ways, other things that we can do?
It's tough because of the fact that that's a federal waterway. It's not Bullhead City's water. Like you said, they could go across the river. I'm going to be meeting with Tom when he gets back. He's on vacation right now, Mayor Brady. And at least for now, I think we need to put a moratorium on what we have right now, why we figure out a solution to the problem.
A moratorium on the amount of businesses.
Yeah, businesses, the amount of skis rented. What we have there right now, that's it for now, until we can come up with something else. And I don't have the exact answer right now because we have to follow federal law, we have to follow state law. That might actually even be something that I might be able to do when I get to the state, is implement something. Even something as simple as, now like this last accident, it wasn't a kid, but a lot of them are kids that are younger, you know, maybe, I believe.
It was a 16-year-old.
The kid was involved.
Involved, yeah.
The kid driving the jet ski was a 16-year-old, yeah.
But I believe California, there's a lot of times we got 12-year-olds out there running around. You know, the parents will rent them and then they'll throw the kids on there and let them go on their own, which
Yeah.
is very dangerous. But
But that is Arizona law, 12 years old.
but we could change that.
Yeah.
I think we might need to change that. That's one small step. That's not going to solve everything. But I think the city, the state, everyone, we're going to have to put our heads together and come up with some type of solution because it is not safe out there. You've seen it this weekend.
It's crazy.
I wouldn't go out there. I just sold my boat 3 weeks ago, and I love it during the weekdays. Our river is great during the weekdays. On that weekend, it looks like a war zone out there, and there's not any amount of money that the city gets in revenue that is worth anyone's life. So we have to do something.
Yeah, that's a good point. There, some of the suggestions, and I'll lob a couple at you, and
Sure.
you tell me if it's ridiculous. Don't yell at me. I'm the messenger.
Don't kill the messenger.
Yeah, don't kill the messenger. Requiring somebody to have a license to operate just like you do for a fishing license or a driver's license. You have to have a license to operate a boat or a PWC.
That's something I would definitely entertain. Question is, that's why we'd have to work together to find out how would you implement that license? Because as of right now, there is nothing. Who would do that? Would Fish and Game do that? But that is not a bad idea. That's something that could possibly be implemented.
Just with so many people coming from California, and then all of a sudden Arizona is requiring, or Bullhead City is requiring you to have this license, you would have to go and somehow test for this license, I would assume.
Yes.
And so there'd be a lot to it. It'd probably hurt our guys, our businesses quite a bit. The other thing was putting a limit on how many jet skis each place can put out, giving them, each of them can rent out 25 or 30 or whatever.
That's why I was thinking of right now putting a moratorium on what we have, so they can't add 5 more next week and 10 more the week after. While we're working on it, at least put a moratorium on what we have right now. But that's something else that's worth looking into. I don't want to put any businesses out of business,
Sure.
but in the same respect, our number one duty as an elected official, in my opinion, is public safety.
Good.
So we've got to do something. And like I said, I don't have the perfect answer for you right now. I don't think anybody does, but we've definitely got to get together and do something about this.
Well, I think just knowing that it's something that you guys are looking at, or that you're looking at, and you're interested in figuring out a solution for this, I think that speaks volumes as well. So, nothing's come in yet, Jeff?
No, we have a lot of sleepers today.
Maybe they just don't have any questions. You
Well,
explained
Well, I
everything.
can
Not
show you
yet.
my phone. I might have had all those questions already.
Yeah, right. All right. Recently announced that you would be running for the Arizona State Representative for District 5, which is the one held by Dr. Regina
Regina
Cobb.
Cobb.
I was stalling and trying to stretch it out there.
And I was
She's
trying-
terming out.
She's terming out.
So let's say from now until, all right, so when you actually pull the papers and get the signatures and get on the ballot, is that when you have to, do you have to then remove yourself from city
I
council?
will not have to remove myself. I can
Okay.
finish my term.
Okay.
As long as you turn the papers in 12 months, within 12 months before you're out of office, you can stay in office.
Okay.
So I will be finishing my term.
All right, good. So what is it between now and the end of your city council term that you would like to see accomplished, or that you want to accomplish personally?
Well, of course, EPCOR. I want that. I'd love for that to be finalized before I'm out of there, and we'll potentially be taking them over in the very near future. We've already got the okay to take over, but the jury trial, I believe, is going to be in next spring. So I'd like to see us on the ball, and I would love to see us at the beginning. I'm going to assume their rates are going to be the same as they are right now, which is actually still good, because with us taking over right now, EPCOR is in a rate case right now,
Right.
trying to raise
Which
us
is
another.
significant.
It's significant, trying to raise us another 25%. So
Yeah.
we get in there before that would not happen. And then the ultimate goal is we get everything running good. Try to get the rates back down a little bit for our people.
The way I understand it is that once the bond amount, the maximum amount for the bond, which was 80 million.
Yes.
Once that was set, as soon as that bond is sold, I thought that's when you guys take over the system.
Yes, we could potentially be running the system, I would say October.
Okay. All right.
But
And
as
then,
far as the jury trial, that will be in the spring.
and the jury trial will be to come back and go, all right, well, the final amount is 60 million or
Yes.
68 million or whatever.
That's when hopefully the jury realizes that EPCOR is out of their mind with the price. I think they're converting the money to Canadian money, what it was.
You know what? I never thought of that. Maybe that's what it is. Well,
and the euro and everything else, and yeah, they're just ridiculous on what we could actually get a brand new system with brand new pipes for less than what they're asking for what's out there right now.
you know, when they sat down and they looked at it and they said that when we buy systems, we pay $2,000 a user, but when we sell systems, we want $25,000 a user. It's they don't really have a leg to stand on. when
Yeah,
you get
and,
to
and you
that.
can't say it's the American way because it's a Canadian company that's
Yeah.
doing this to us.
Yeah. All right. So moving into the new year, was that the only thing, the EPCOR thing? You said that was number
Well, there's
one.
another thing that's kind of I wouldn't really say a pet project for me. It's actually for our whole community. I'm an animal lover, as well as probably majority of our community.
Mm-hmm. Most of us, yeah.
One of the things that I got put on the budget this year is a veterinarian for our shelter.
That's right. I saw that.
I would love. Now it's a new thing. We gotta figure out if we could recruit somebody there, be it out of college or something.
Mm-hmm.
Myself, I would prefer to get a young hippie girl that just has nothing but passion for the animals.
Yeah, for sure.
But that is really big for me because right now, an animal comes in there, they're not getting checked out. They might be sitting there in major pain, dying, and us not know it. And
Until somebody like Saint or something comes and
God
takes
bless
them.
Saint,
and,
yeah.
Yeah, right.
But we shouldn't have to depend on Saint for everything.
Yeah.
We need to take care of our own house here. And a veterinarian, I'd love to see them in there before I go. That's a big deal for our community. And it's not going to be for people to bring in their dogs to get their nails trimmed or whatever. It is for the shelter.
Dang it.
However, we will be doing, once the veterinarian's in there, we can do low-cost neuter, we can do all the shots and everything right there on site. Right now, people are going to Kingman for that
Yeah.
to get the low cost.
Which is
So,
kind of a hassle, because
Yes.
I could see some people going, you know what, I don't have the ability to get up there, or I don't have the urgency to get up there. That's good. Good luck, because we've been missing, or we've been short on veterinarians in our community for many, maybe since I've been here. It seems like they've been talking about that.
Yeah, and nothing against our local veterinarians. They're busy. I mean, sometimes you're waiting a couple weeks to get in there, so they don't really have the time or resources to come help us out, but we have to have somebody there for them animals in the shelter.
Good.
I mean,
Good. What would you think, we're starting a new year for city council, what do you think their priorities should be?
right now, the main thing is EPCOR. I hate to
Yeah.
I hate to go back to that, but that is our number one priority right now. After that, we got the Parkway. Hopefully, we get that grant money from the infrastructure bill.
Mm-hmm.
That is also another thing, and we need to get some lights up there for the boroughs.
Yeah.
The boroughs seem to be coming down pretty strong again right now. I just found out that they're going to be doing a roundup. BLM's going to be doing a
So that
roundup.
500 of them?
500 of
Yeah.
them. So that'll help, but there's a lot more than 500 out there.
Yeah,
There is.
that's like a Tuesday night.
Yes.
And there were some comments on the post about BLM rounding them up where they believe that they're going to euthanize them. That is not true. It's
No,
actually
no.
against state law to do that. They'll just be captured and relocated. What are you familiar with in the state legislature? So I'm assuming that you are. The Leo Biasucci got that $46 million for repairing Highway 95.
Yes.
He'll be here next week, and I'll talk to him a little bit about it, because he's very proud of that accomplishment, and he should be
As he should be.
100%. Are you familiar with what it is that they're looking to do and how that's all going to pan out?
As far as I know right now, it's pretty much just repaving the roads. I mean, we're bad in Bullhead, but you drive out to Fort Mojave and
I live in Mojave Valley. I
and you
drive
know
it every
exactly
day.
what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah.
It's not good for your front end.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty rough.
And that's one thing when I go to, if and when, I'm a little confident.
Okay,
I'm not confident.
confidence is good.
I'm confident because I know I'm going to work hard. I'm not confident. I don't want people to take it the wrong way. But if and when I get in the state legislature, that's one of the key things to me is we need to make sure we get our fair share. Now, I'm a fiscal conservative, so I want to spend our money wisely, but I also want to make sure that us redheaded stepchild communities get our fair share. You drive up to Phoenix right now, you could ice skate on their
Yeah,
on their
they're
roads
great
up there. They're
roads.
so
Yeah.
smooth. So
Well, and that's one thing that I hope people understand is that we have the Senator Borelli, Leo, and Regina is kind of the three-headed monster, and you probably couldn't find a more aggressive and backing the rural communities as those three.
yes,
You should fit right in, right?
I would hope so. I think I've done a very well job for our community in the 8 years or 7 years that I've done. People know I work hard for them. I listen to the people. Some of the best ideas I get are from the constituents. So yeah, and I'm not afraid to battle.
Yeah, we know that. I can't see as the volumes. It says as the volumes of people are coming to that, and then I don't see the rest of that. Do you, Jeff?
No, I don't.
I'd have a question. There's one here that says, have they ever thought about partial dredging of the river?
To what purpose?
That's what I was wondering too. Robert Mack in Asia asked that in the YouTube channel. So if you
Okay.
could be more clear with that question, we'll get that answered.
Yeah, what would be the purpose of it? Typically, you dredge it to help with
Find a body.
well, yeah.
No, we have lowered, and you're aware of that, where we've lowered the river for cleanups, and we're going to continue to do that. But I'm not sure where they're going with that question on dredging the river.
Yeah, if we're talking about safety, dredging the river isn't gonna help.
No.
But
So the question was, as the volumes of people are coming to the community parks, I've noticed that the city is now charging for entry. I understand that Bullet City residents with proof of address enter free. However, as their neighbor, Fort Mojave, we were told that we must pay.
Yeah.
the fee to enter. Is there a clarification on this?
Well, I know that very well. I'm going to take credit and blame for that. That was my idea to start charging there. And the main reason is it cost us money. It cost us resources, employees. We need to get that money back. And then the money we do get back, if there's any extra, it goes right back into the park, which we're going to be developing over the years. And I thought everywhere you go to Davis Camp, they charge you. You go across the river to the state park, they charge you. Everywhere. We're free. We're going to be loaded up, and they're not even going to go to the other parks.
Yeah.
And then we have to pay for the cleanup and everything. Now, Fort Mojave, I get the questions all the time from people in Laughlin, from people in Fort Mojave. Well, Fort Mojave, you have a county park from the county. They're part of the county. They're not letting their own people in for free at Davis Camp. Laughlin, they have a state park over there. They're not letting their people in for free. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe down the road we could do it. I don't see a lot of locals going there on the weekend. I know I wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't. I live down in Mojave Valley, and when I want to go to the park, we have the new park down in Mojave Valley.
Yes.
If you're talking about being on the water, there are beaches down in Mojave Valley as well as in Needles that we can use that aren't as I don't know, busy, frequented as community park. Rotary Park to an extent, but really Community Park seems to be the biggest one down there. So I understand the 3 minutes away thing, and I can appreciate that nobody wants to come up and pay to do that, but there are other options out there, and it's not out of the norm for institutions to charge you to use their park. We talked a little bit earlier about the water rescue and safety guys. You've got a pile of them out there, out on the water, on the beaches, everything else, keeping an eye on people. Obviously, they can't be everywhere, but that's a $400,000 contract
Yes.
that you guys just approved for the rest of this year and I think all of next
Yes,
year.
and that is funded through the contracts with all the jet ski companies and everything, so it's not coming out of the general fund for that.
Right, but the parking pays for that as well as the cleanup and
Yeah.
and the expansion down Community Park or down the beach further towards the wash.
Yeah, the majority of it comes from the contracts that everybody has to sign when they go to rent a jet ski.
Mm-hmm.
The majority of it comes from that. If I believe it's going to be fully funded from that this year. If not, we have the money from the parking, and the money from the parking goes to pay for the employees. Plus, you're going to see just unbelievable that park through the next 10, 20 years. It's just going to every year you're going to see more and more come to it.
You also got the new you're gonna have a new launch boat ramp launch
Yes.
down there as well.
That'll be on the away from the general public for all the jet ski rental companies to use.
Right,
That
so-
way, it's not because it's a mess down there right now.
It can be a mess down there.
Yes.
Jeffy. Yep. Jeffy, how many
I-
videos have you shot down there of things just being out of control or rescues?
It's a regular
or-
place.
Yeah,
It happens all the time.
yeah, and that's unfortunate. Is the fire department going to have that access to that as well? the
I don't
new-
see.
to
I don't
the new
see.
ramp?
I don't see why they wouldn't.
Okay, so Kristen said, thank you, Rotary was what I was thinking. We're great friends with the water rescue and we thank them. I haven't been down to Rotary. I haven't really seen too many pictures of Rotary, how bad that is down there. Jeff, do you have any?
Just somebody was just Robert again in Asia was saying that they're glad to see that Bullhead is charging outside visitors for use, because they leave a lot of trash, and someone's got to clean it up.
Yeah, and it's city employees that go and clean it up, and they do a nice job as well,
Yes,
that's for sure.
I will admit, you go there, you wouldn't think it when you look at it that the next day it's going to be beautiful, but it is.
Yeah.
You don't even know. So I got to give
Thank
credit
those workers out there. Yeah.
to our Parks and Recs division of the city is just unbelievable.
Don't give Dave Heath any credit.
No,
because-
Dave Heath gets enough credit.
Yeah, and we're in a battle right now because my Bucks and his sons. So
Yeah, that's a sports battle. Yeah,
we are not we're not friends right now, me and Dave.
happens.
All right, so let's talk about you running for Arizona State Representative. What is you mentioned fiscal conservative, and I think that both Sonny and Leo are both fiscal conservatives
Yes.
as well, right?
Yes.
All right, so you guys should get along swimmingly.
And I've known Sonny ran the same year I did originally, so we don't hang out and drink or anything, but we have a cordial relationship. So and same with Leo. Leo's a little newer; he's been in for 2 years now, but I think we're going to work great together.
Leo is hard charging. I think if they had a Rookie of the Year award for his freshman year in the legislature, he would have won that running away.
Yes.
Introduces a lot of bills, gets a lot of things done. Is there anything that, have you had any talks with him or Sonny about what you would like to focus on should you get elected?
They just finished up their budget.
Yeah.
Went a little longer this year, a lot longer this year. So I have reached out to them, and I'll probably be meeting with them really soon to discuss some of the issues with the state.
Okay.
A little tough. I work full time. I still got a family, and I spend every second I do helping out the city. You could ask some of my constituents. There's times where they have a concern, and I show up with my wife, son, and dogs in the car because I'm out doing something. But I still make time to make sure I take care of their issues. But when I get closer and closer to the election time, I will be giving up my job with Caesars Entertainment and dedicating myself and my time 100% to the state.
To that.
So I got a lot to educate myself on.
Yeah, it's. I'm sure it's a handful. Do you have anything that you that we haven't talked about already that is a pet project on the state level that you'd like to work on?
I might be looking into seeing if I get the state to take over the Parkway. So in the future, that could be part of Highway 95, or in the future, they could be responsible for
Maintenance,
maintenance and
repairs
everything.
lights and all that.
Yes.
Okay, but you know that we've had some issues with ADOT when it comes to center dividers and medians and
Yeah.
stoplights.
I've won a lot of fights before that were uphill battles, and I like a good challenge. So
Right,
Still no roundabouts around here yet.
yeah, that's true. That's true. No roundabouts.
and I will fight to the end for the roundabouts.
against the roundabout.
Which is funny. I don't know if you know, I went to the Virgin Islands for vacation last
Oh.
year, and we took our rent-a-car. You drive on the left-hand side of the road over there. We took the ferry over to St. John's, and I asked my wife, okay, where are we going now? She said, you're going to go about a quarter mile up. You're going to go into the roundabout. I said, okay, I'm driving on the left-hand side of the road, and you're going to throw me in a roundabout.
Am I turning left in the
yeah.
roundabout?
And I did fine.
Yeah.
One time I messed up in the city, and where there's no roundabout, and I started to make a regular left turn into the right-hand lane, and I just had to scream, I'm a tourist.
Whoops.
Yeah, whoops. But I spent time in Germany. I think you were in Germany
I
also.
was, yeah.
Their roundabouts there are more like a pretzel system, if you
Yeah,
remember right.
yeah,
But I went to England. I do not like roundabouts. I think they're more dangerous than.
The thought of having roundabouts on Highway 95 immediately after Dot Foods was put in and the second Walmart was put in and all those trucks now coming up and down, just not feasible.
Anybody
It's
thinks we
ridiculous.
should have roundabouts, go down on even a regular weekend down to the bridge where we have two left-hand turn lanes and watch how they navigate that, and tell me again that you want a
Those people will
roundabout.
be fine. Yeah.
Yes.
No. Yeah. People turning into the wrong and turning and swinging too wide into the right lane. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a mess. Good. Well, Jeff, you got anything else over there?
Nope, looks like that's it. Couple comments, but no questions.
Something tells me when I get home, that's when I'm going to start getting the questions on social media.
We do get a lot of people.
Robert does want you to know that he is a property owner on Monte Vista and 3 more apartments on Sierra Vista Drive from Asia.
All right. Well, thank you, Monty, and thank you for your
That's
property
Robert.
taxes.
Robert Mack.
Robert.
Robert Mack in Asia.
All right. Well, I guess we wish you good luck. I want to thank you for coming in and addressing some of these things, and I really look forward to you going up. Any idea on anybody else running against you right now?
There are 2 others that I know. Bill, I'm trying to remember the guy's name now.
He's not worried about his components.
There's one guy.
He's got it.
One guy running, I believe, out of Kingman, who came in last place for sheriff on not the last race, but the race before that. And I'm not going to badmouth anybody.
Yeah.
I feel confident enough in the people that they've seen what I've done over the last 7 years, and I think I'm the right man for the job.
The thing that we need to do is we need to turn out for the vote. That's for sure. Because
you go.
if we don't and we just assume that somebody else will take care of it, we've seen it before where
Bill
people-
Hart. I'm gonna help the
Bill
guy.
Hart.
I'm gonna help the guy out.
Bill Hart.
Bill Hart and
with a D, right?
Yes. Yes.
H-A-R-D-T. We have seen it before where we in our community don't turn out and somebody from another community wins it. So we need to,
One thing I forgot to touch on.
Sure.
And we talked about EPCOR. We are hiring at the city for water employees. If you have any water experience, please come out. We have the jobs for you. It's a good city to
Awesome.
work for. So yeah, they're definitely openings. I can't tell you all the specifics. You could call the city, get a hold of Mark Clark. Yes, we definitely.
you can go to the Bullhead City website and they've got a list of all those jobs and more. There's obviously HR and a bunch of other ones that are open right now. So
I
you can
actually
go and check
wish
it out.
I was water certified right now and not for the city. I went on vacation to the Virgin Islands. I fell in love with there, and they're hiring every water job there is
Yeah.
out there. I would be there in a heartbeat.
How long do you
So
think it would take us to get ready? I mean,
Not long. Let me tell you, if you guys want to go live in paradise, get water certified, come get your experience with the city, and then I'll show you where to
is
go.
it the U.S. Virgin Islands? or
U.S.
the-
Virgin Islands,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
So, all right. Well, I'm in. Oh, what did
I'm
I
in.
say? What are all the requirements for that job position? Oh, that's Mojave News. You know, he was talking about several different positions, so you'd have to go to the Bullhead City
Website.
employment page.
Yeah, I'm sure
on
there's
Bullhead
different
City.
certification for different jobs,
Yeah.
and there might be some where you could go in the door and get certified.
You know what? I really like Mark Clark, and I've known Mark a long time. I actually worked with him down for a company down in Fort Mojave, and but if I'm water certified, I don't. Based on what you just told me, sorry, Mark, I really like you, but I'm going to the Virgin Islands.
It's time to go to the Virgin.
Yeah.
it
we're
was
out.
it was bittersweet losing Mark from the city council because he did a great job in the
Yeah.
city council, especially with his water. But we just picked up another good one in John. He's going to be very good. Helps having a certified engineer on there.
Yeah, and somebody that knows, yeah, especially with what you're going into with the utilities, somebody that knows so much about public works. as well.
Absolutely.
Good. Anything from last night's meeting that you want to talk about before we shut her down?
Last night's meeting wasn't really a lot to it. Most of the stuff on there we had already approved. They just had to tweak a couple things in the wording. We did have the billboards come up. And if you watch a council meeting, we were all against that. Public safety is our number one concern, and that location was not good. I would tell Lamar Advertising come up with another location that's safer, and we're not against them. We're all for advertising.
Hey, you guys have always had a good relationship with Lamar Advertising.
Yes,
so-
absolutely.
and so they just need to find a better location. You know, if you're trying to get people's attention, it's a great position.
Yes.
That corner there. What is it, Jeff? 95 and what?
Baseline.
Baseline. That little sliver right there. But if you are worried about people crashing into buildings and other cars and each
Yeah,
other,
that's a good enough corner to navigate without a digital sign blinking at you
Yeah.
while you're going by.
yeah,
there.
for sure. And trying
We
to
don't need any more distractions on that
trying to
turn.
read billboards and make a turn at 50 miles an hour. Yeah. All right. I think that we're going to wrap it up then. We're at 32 minutes, so we went over by a couple, but you
Happens.
know, Jeff will pay the fine.
That's right. I can.
All right,
afford-
Steve. Thanks a lot.
Thanks,
I really
appreciate
appreciate
having me,
you
John.
coming in.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
Vote for him when it comes time. Thank you for joining us. Remember, tomorrow we got Ed Catalfamo on here, and tomorrow morning at 7:30 we have the Daily Dose. So please tune in and check that out. Jeff, thank you.
Thank
We'll
you.
See you guys tomorrow.
Bye-bye, everybody.